Alex here with a legal nuts and bolts video on requests for submission. I mentioned in my last video I was going to do a quick series of really short videos, and this is the second video in that string covering a few terms that people seem to get tripped up on. In Nevada, and not even all of Nevada, specific to 2nd Judicial District Court, which is Washoe County, there's something called a request for submission. What I've seen happen is this. Somebody will represent themselves and they won't know what this thing is, and they won't file it because they won't know. And so they'll file their motion, and then their opponent will file the opposition, and then they'll file their reply, and then they'll just sit there and wait, and nothing will happen for months and months and months and months, and they'll be going, what's going on? Why isn't my motion being responded to? Well, you didn't submit it to the court. After you've briefed an issue adequately, you need to submit it to the court, and then the court will know to make a decision on it. So the other end of that coin is I'll see somebody file a request for submission too early. So I'll see somebody file a motion, and then before their opponent has had a chance to file their opposition, they'll file a request for submission, either on the same day or like really shortly after it. And the court will strike it because it's not been briefed yet. You file your motion, but they need to file their opposition, and then you can file your reply. So the court's saying, hey, why'd you submit this? It's not ready for me to consider yet. So anyway, even though this only applies to the 2nd Judicial District Court in Nevada, other states may have the same process. So I'm just doing a really quick video so that people check into that and make sure that whether or not they need to file the request for submission. Don't just file it in any case because it looks goofy. I've done appeals before, and I've seen lawyers file a request for submission in the Supreme Court. They don't use that. They just have their own way of tracking and figuring out when they need to do stuff. It looks weird. So don't just do it just to make sure. Figure out if you actually have to file this thing so that it looks right and proper. So again, in certain jurisdictions, the court will not look at your stuff until you tell the court to look at it, and that's the way you do it in Nevada in 2nd Judicial is with this little piece of paper called a request for submission. Typically, it's like a 1 or 2 page thing. Anyway, with that, if you have any questions, send me a message, or feel free to post something in the comments below.